guys, it's Tori and welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to be talking about all new book releases. There are a ton of amazing books coming out in the next 6 months or so. A lot of them are at the end of this year and the beginning of next year. So I thought we would just sit down, talk about all the ones that I'm excited about, that I plan on buying or pre-ordering or already have pre-ordered. And we're just gonna get into all things new books, because who doesn't like getting a new book in the mail? I mean, come on guys, let's like be honest with ourselves. We all love getting a surprise pre-order because you already paid for it, so it feels like you're getting a free book. That's girl math, that's my philosophy. But with that being said, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to my face. Check out all my socials down below, including my Amazon wishlist and my Goodreads, and let's get into all of the new book releases. Okay, so we're gonna start off with some of the ones I'm most excited about. I have just like some random ones like spread out all over the place. I'm gonna go through both my Amazon orders and my wish list, and then also my Barnes & Noble orders. I think I placed one really big Barnes & Noble order because they were having this like sale a few weeks ago where you could get like 30% off all pre-orders. So of course I pre-ordered a ton of books. So let's just start with the one I don't know, these first two are the ones I'm definitely most excited about. So the first one is Iron Flame by Rebecca Yarros. So Iron Flame is the second book to Fourth Wing. This one I'm literally so excited about. The like first print of this book is gonna have sprayed edges, so definitely pre-order it now if you want the sprayed edges, because I don't think there's gonna be sprayed edges on all copies. I think it's just this first release. So I did pre-order mine already. This one is I think about 150 pages longer than Fourth Wing, which I'm so excited about. I absolutely love that book. It's a 5-star read for me personally. I ate it up. The ending definitely had a cliffhanger and I cannot wait to figure out what's gonna happen. I love the couple and the romance. I love the found family. I just loved the first book, and I've heard that this series is gonna be like many books, which makes me so beyond excited. So Iron Flame comes out November 7th. I have it marked in my calendar and I have it pre-ordered on Amazon so that I can get it the day of release. So I'm very, very excited about that one. The next one is probably the one I'm the second most excited about, and that is Taming 7 by Chloe Walsh. So this is the 5th book in the Boys of Tommen series. This one is going to be about Claire and Gibbsy, little Claire Bear. I'm so excited. If you have read the series, you know that we have all been waiting for Claire and Gibbsy to get a book together. Like, they are just one of those couples. You eat them up. I'm obsessed with them. So I cannot wait for that to come out. But also, Chloe Walsh got picked up by a publisher, and so all of her other books in this series are getting new covers. So I did pre-order 1 through 4 in the new covers. I've only read the first 3 in the series. I have one more to get through before Taming 7 comes out, and that comes out on April 16th. So the new covers are getting I think it's sprayed edges is what it was. I cannot fully remember, but I know that you need to pre-order those ones soon because not all of them are going to get sprayed edges. If you want the sprayed edges, you gotta get on it. It's not sprayed edges, it is special edition spines. So I'll make sure I put up pictures on the screen for you guys. But these spines are beautiful. I love them. So I have pre-ordered all of the books in the new covers plus Taming 7 because I'm so beyond excited about that book. Love that series. 5-star series. Amazing. Heartbreaking. I highly recommend reading that series if you haven't already. This next one is one I pre-ordered months ago, and it actually comes out really soon, and that is Wildfire by Hannah Grace. This comes out October 3rd. So this is the second book in the, I think it's Maple Hills series. I think that's what it's called. The first book by her is Icebreaker, and that's her debut novel. And then this will be the next one in the series. This one is about a different couple than the first one, but you like see them in the first book. And they are camp counselors, and I guess they spark something. I don't know. I don't know too much about it. All I know is I loved the first book and I love her writing, so I had to pre-order the second one. So that'll come out October 3rd. Hannah Grace has really beautiful writing. Her romances are not closed door. There is some spice in there, so just be aware of that if you're not into spicy romances. But I'm extremely excited about that one. I think it's going to be so, so good. So I have that one pre-ordered and ready to go. Another new release is going to be Hopeless by Elsie Silver. This is the 5th and final book in the Chestnut Springs series. This one comes out Friday, October 13th. I have not read the series, but I do own the books already, like the first ones. The only one I'm missing is number 2, and that's because I didn't get it in the special edition cover before they out of printed them. So depending on what I think, I'll probably just have to get the new cover of that version. But if you are wanting the old covers, some of them are already out of print, so you can't get them all, but there are a few that you can still get in the special edition covers. So if you are wanting those, or you only have like the first 2 or the first 3, make sure you hop on that and get those before they're out of print, because once they're out of print, you cannot get them anymore. But yes, that one comes out October 13th, and I will probably be pre-ordering it. If not, I'll order it right after it's released. Like I said, I haven't read any of that series yet. I've heard amazing things. I just haven't been in a cowboy romance phase. I've been very into fantasy recently. But I am excited about that one, and I know it's a very, very beloved series. The next one is Powerless 2 by Lauren Roberts. So Powerless is a fantasy romance. I haven't read it yet, but it is on my very high TBR. Like, it's really up there. It's one of those books that I'm gonna get to very soon. I'm very excited about it. Sarah Caroli is obsessed with that book, and I've actually owned it since like last year. I saw it all over my TikTok. The author would come up on my For You page a lot explaining what the romance was about, and so I ordered it. I just haven't read it yet. But she is releasing the second one sometime in 2024. There is not a date out yet, but this is going to be turned into a trilogy. So I'm very, very excited about that. I do have that sitting in my Amazon wish list for whenever the cover gets released and we get a release date and all of that stuff. So that is one to keep your eye out on. Next, we have Never by Jessa Hastings. So this one comes out in December of this year, I believe. Yes, December 5th. So Never is going to be Jessa Hastings' first like romance retelling slash fantasy. I believe it is a revamp of Peter Pan, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So that one everyone is very excited about. I was not a huge fan of Magnolia Parks. I do plan on giving that series another try. I only read the first one and it just wasn't for me, but I plan on trying to read it again and see if I can like it again now that I know what it's about. When I read it the first time, I didn't really know much about it, and I think that kind of like misled me to what I thought the book was gonna be. But this one, the cover's not been revealed yet, but it is going to be out in December. I'm very excited about it. I will be pre-ordering that one for sure because Jessa Hastings is a beautiful writer. Her words are beautiful. She has amazing quotes, and I cannot imagine her doing a fantasy. I think it's just going to be amazing. So that one comes out in December. This next one is the second book in a series that I haven't read yet, but I do own the first book, and then once again it is very high on my TBR. It's one of those ones that I really want to get to very soon, and the series is The Shepherd King. The first book is One Dark Window, I believe. Sarah Caroli just recently read that one, so I do own that one. It's supposed to be really, really, really good, and if you like Fourth Wing, you're supposed to like this book. But it is kind of like gothic fantasy. It's more darker fantasy, and I heard it's really, really good. I'm very excited to get into that one. So the second one is Two Twisted Crowns. This is by Rachel Gilling, and this one comes out Tuesday, October 17th. We have a lot of October releases coming, but I do plan on reading the first one very soon, so I probably will order this one as soon as I finish that one, as long as I like it. But the covers are beautiful. I'm very excited to get into the storyline. I don't know how many books it is going to be. It might just be a duology, but I'm very, very, very excited to get into that series. I think it's gonna be so good, and like a dark gothic cozy fantasy just sounds amazing for this time of year. Next we have Caught Up by Liz Tom Ford. So this is the third book in the Windy City series. The first one is Mile High, and then the second one is The Right Move. I've heard The Right Move is a lot better than Mile High, but Caught Up is going to be the third book. I don't know if it's going to be the final book in the series, but it comes out October 10th. I haven't read the series yet. I do own the first two, and they are also available on Kindle Unlimited if you aren't wanting the paperbacks and you just want to read the stories to see if you like them. But the cover is beautiful, and I am excited about that release. I've heard that that's a very, very good series, and like I said, I've heard the second one is the best out of the two that are out so far, so I'm very excited about that one. Next, we have a release that I cannot wait for. I found my love for Emily Henry this year, and I cannot wait for her next novel to come out. That is going to be Funny Story by Emily Henry. So this one comes out not until April 23rd of 2024, but I'm very excited about it. It will be one that is on my radar next year, absolutely. Once we get a little closer to the release date, I probably will pre-order it. But I love Happy Place by Emily Henry. That is a 5-star read for me. It's amazing. Her quotes, her writing, it's just all so beautiful. So I highly recommend reading Emily Henry if you haven't already. She is a beautiful writer, and I have fallen in love with her books this year. The next one we have is the third book in a series, and that's the Once Upon a Broken Heart series. So A Curse for True Love comes out on Tuesday, October 24th. I have read the first book in the series. I haven't gotten to the second one yet, but I plan on reading it before this third book comes out in late October. So this is a young adult fantasy series. I didn't love the first book, but I've heard the second book is so much better, so I'm very excited to get into that one. I heard the romance is really, really good, and that there's a huge cliffhanger that will just break your heart at the end, so I'm very excited to find out what the cliffhanger is, fall in love with the series like everybody else is, and I think that this is just a really good trilogy. It is good for new fantasy readers if you haven't read fantasy before. It's not too much world building. It is in the same universe as the Caraval series, if you've heard of that. If you haven't heard of it, I'd be very surprised. But you don't have to read Caraval to read this little series, the Once Upon a Broken Heart series. I didn't read Caraval and I wasn't confused. I've heard that there's a few like sprinkles of things in the Once Upon a Broken Heart series that's in Caraval, but it's not necessary for you to read Caraval, and a lot of people don't like Caraval as much, so you don't have to read it first if you don't want to. But that one will be released October 24th. This next one I am beyond excited about. I cannot contain myself. So that is Ruthless Vows by Rebecca Ross. This comes out on December 26th. This is the second book in the Letters of Enchantment series. The first book is Divine Rivals. I read that one recently and gave it 5 stars. It is so good. The first 100 pages you just kind of have to get through, but once you get through that, you will fall in love. It is a beautiful story. The writing, the quotes, the romance, it's just beautiful. I highly recommend that series. If you have not started it, definitely read Divine Rivals before Ruthless Vows comes out. And this cover is stunning. The Barnes & Noble edition is also absolutely beautiful. Oh my gosh, I cannot wait to read it. The first book ends on a cliffhanger and I was freaking out. I cannot wait to figure out what happens in the second book. So that is going to just be like a Christmas gift to us all. A brand new book coming out. Like who would not want that? So it comes out the day after Christmas and I'm beyond excited about it. I think it's going to be absolutely amazing. I'm very highly excited about that one. This next one we're going to be talking about is not new books per se, but it is new covers and they're just absolutely beautiful, and that is the Crescent City series by Sarah J. Maas. So there are going to be brand new Barnes & Noble special editions of the first and second book in the Crescent City series. I have pre-ordered those. I pre-ordered them months ago when they were announced, and then I believe Barnes & Noble was having a huge sale, like buy one get one 50% off or something on pre-orders. So I bought me and Alexia both a copy of the new Crescent City books. But those come out, I believe, the 28th or 27th of September. So I have mine pre-ordered and ready to go. I'm very excited about them. The covers are just to die for. They are absolutely stunning. I've never seen paperback covers that look like this before. And on top of that, you cannot get the second book, which is House of Sky and Breath, in paperback in the US yet. And this is going to be the paperback version. So I've been holding off buying the hardcover of that book because I was waiting for my paperback covers to come in. But these covers are stunning. Like I said, they're the Barnes & Noble special editions. They're not new books or anything like that, but the covers are just, they're stunning. They're absolutely beautiful, and I cannot wait to get my hands on those books and display them. They are just going to be everything and more. And then on top of that, it kind of carries on to a new release. Sarah J. Maas has the third book in the Crescent City series coming out on January 31st, I believe. And I already pre-ordered mine. I'm pretty sure I pre-ordered the Barnes & Noble special edition of this as well. There are a bunch of different editions of this book coming out, and they are all like different bonus content at the end. I think there's like 5 versions. I definitely don't need all 5 versions of them, but I am very, very, very excited about this release. I have finally started the Throne of Glass series. I'm still just reading Assassin's Blade. I decided to read that one first. There are mixed emotions about if you should read the Assassin's Blade first or if it should be read, I think it's third, but I decided to read it first. It's just a bunch of little novellas, but House of Flame and Shadow will be released at the end of January for this coming year, and everybody is very, very excited about it. And the cover is everything and more. I have mine pre-ordered, and I'm very excited to get back into Sarah J. Maas and really continue my Massiverse journey. So those are all of the new releases I wanted to discuss with you guys, all the ones that I'm personally excited about. I know there's a ton more that other people have talked about, but those are just the ones that I have my eye on, that I've already pre-ordered, that I can't wait to get, that I can't wait to read. They're all just going to be amazing books. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know down below what books you're excited about that are being released soon. If there's any special edition covers, any new stories, any continuations of series that you're excited about, let me know in the comments. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to my face. Check out all my socials down below, including my Goodreads and my Amazon wish list. And I will see you amazing people in my next video. Bye guys.